What's up everybody and welcome back to another episode of 5 Cool Mods. This is a series where I show you guys just some cool mods to come out for Fallout 4 each and every week, and actually today's kind of a special day. I'm releasing 2 episodes of 5 Cool Mods, one for Fallout 4 and one my first episode for Skyrim Special Edition. So if you haven't checked that out, I do highly recommend you check it out. Nonetheless, this is Fallout. We got a bunch of cool different mods today to check out. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So the first mod I do want to show you guys is actually a pretty interesting one, the German MP40 for the Commonwealth. As you may have guessed, it adds in the World War II era MP40 into the game. This was a German kind of submachine gun that again was used during World War II and just that period of things. It's a pretty cool weapon all around, although it definitely could have a few kind of changes that I definitely think would greatly benefit the weapon. All around, the animations actually line up pretty well. The front hand gets a little bit glitchy, especially in third person. The textures on this thing are actually 4K, although they don't necessarily look like the highest quality. It looks a little bit weird. Nonetheless, I think it's all around a pretty cool gun. My one major gripe with this is when you actually aim down sights, I feel like the gun just takes up way too much of your screen. It feels a little bit intrusive, and for that reason, I feel like that could be changed, and it would make this gun a lot nicer. Nonetheless, still a pretty cool weapon, especially if you like World War II era guns. We haven't actually had one of these for Fallout 4 in so far, so definitely a nice one to add to the collection. So up next we have an interesting mod. The TravelBag basically adds in a backpack with a ton of different options on it. All the different pieces of this are customizable except the backpack. You can't disable that, but like the gas mask, the knife, the water, the lamp, all that you could turn on and off in the armor workbench. On top of that, the light actually works, which is actually pretty cool to see. I do like that little feature of it. It adds like a nice kind of lamp when you're walking around. Nonetheless, I just think this backpack looks pretty cool. Obviously it fits into Fallout 4 pretty well. You're an adventurer, so it fits fitting that you kind of have a backpack like this that kind of is a duffel bag with all your essentials on it and water, gas mask, etc. Again, a pretty simple mod, but definitely pretty high quality and something that some of you guys will like for your game, others maybe not so much. So next up we have a little bit of a different mod, not your typical armor or weapon mod. Basically UIF stands for the Union of Independent Federation. Basically this adds in a new faction into the game, and it's going to kind of just be spread out throughout the Commonwealth. They're meant to be kind of an additional merc group that kind of has their own morals and own ideals. I don't want to spoil too much because there actually are like a ton of notes at some of their bases where you can kind of find out about them. The way they're implemented is you'll kind of just find them around, so a lot of the different military checkpoints and actually some of the forts will actually just have a lot of these guys inhabiting them. On top of that, you'll also just kind of find interactions with them throughout the Commonwealth, so maybe you'll just find them shooting some gunners while walking to Red Rocket one day or something like that. Right now it just adds in this new faction that is pretty powerful, definitely more powerful than the Raiders or the Gunners. There's no quests or anything like that, but we really just don't have that many faction mods for Fallout 4, and I really like the idea and potential this mod does hold. Right now it's just kind of a fun base to raid and take down a bunch of very high level enemies, but in the future it'd be cool if you could join them or potentially become sympathetic to them. And actually the coolest thing I think would be if there was like a designated place that was kind of a war zone area and you could just go there and consistently find like large scale battles between maybe the Union of Independent Federations and like the Gunners or the Raiders or the Brotherhood of Steel or something like that. I just think that would be a very cool area, and we don't really have anything like that in Fallout 4 right now. So next up, a pretty simple mod, but I guess a little bit of a quality of life mod. Basically, this adds in right-handed animations for the hunting rifle. Basically, in the existing Fallout 4, the hunting rifle actually cocks itself back and pulls the slide back on the left side, which is very unnatural and very weird. Very few guns in real life actually do this. Well, with the release of the Varmint Rifle Axis, a very popular mod author did make these custom animations for that gun, so now I basically ported them over to the hunting rifle in the vanilla game. It's actually pretty cool. When you install this mod, you're going to have an option. You could either choose to have this as a replacer, that's what I did, so it'll just work on all hunting rifles, or you could have it as a weapon mod, so you could kind of disable it and put on the other ones if you'd rather. Nonetheless, again, a pretty simple mod. It does kind of just spice up the animations a little bit, putting them on the right side. I personally like it more that way. I think it feels a little bit more natural, but again, to each their own. So last but not least, we have the Catwoman Year 1 armor. As you can see, it adds in the Catwoman outfit into the game. Basically, a lot of the different materials on this are totally customizable. So like the collar, the goggles, the belt, the whip, you could all turn on and off. And actually a lot of them, you kind of have like the goggles on your forehead, the goggles actually on her eyes. You could have the kind of shirt buttoned up or open, and the slutty version that is right here. Nonetheless, a pretty cool mod. This mod author is actually adding in a bunch of like different video game heroes, I guess. Previously, he did the Tomb Raider outfits. outfits. Now he's doing Catwoman. Pretty cool. Definitely one of the better Catwoman outfits we do have out there right now, and I actually like the addition of the whip. I feel like a lot of people neglect that, and it's essential to the Catwoman persona. Nonetheless, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode of 5 cool mods. As always, I do hope you guys enjoyed. I highly recommend you check out my other 5 cool mods I uploaded today, except for Skyrim Special Edition. Obviously, being the first episode, I love to get feedback on that series and just see what you guys think. Nonetheless, I thank you as always for watching, and I do hope to see you all next time. Later.